Come back. Now, in our feature this evening, we focus on Mekatilili Wa Menza's contribution to the independence struggle, which is undeniable. But what is the impact of her legacy today, Jamhuri Day, 56 years after independence? Has there been the realization of what she fought for? Well, from Shaka Hola in Malindi, Kilifi County, the birthplace of Wa Menza's struggle, we reflect on her legacy and the cost of not honoring her.
Mekatilili Wa Menza stood for cultural rights, economic rights, children's rights, land rights.
I'm sure if Mekatilili can come back today, she could cry. She could cry.
People are born heroes or heroines. You can't make one.
Shaka Hola in Chakama Magarini constituency means a place where worry cease. It is the grounds on which the Giriama uprising or Kondo ya Chembe began in the year 1913. On August 19th, a Giriama woman, Mekatilili Wa Menza, a widow aged 53, rose in a public gathering to contest the British colonial government when she challenged its administrator Arthur Champion. Her cause was to rally against enforced labor, the tearing down of the tribal systems of government and culture, over-taxation and the conscription of unwilling locals to fight in World War I.
Mekatilili came to this site with a mother hen together with her siblings. And she had a reason for it. So when the meeting started, let your guy or your boss take one of the siblings of the mother hen there. And this was a challenge to Arthur Champion. And Arthur Champion went ahead and took one of the siblings, and the mother hen fought furiously.
Mekatilili's message was that if the British dare to touch any Giriama, the reaction would be that of the mother hen.
He responded by shooting the mother hen. She came and slapped Arthur Champion to the ground. This was a horrible sight. The soldiers who were accompanying Arthur Champion thought hell had broken loose. One of them pulled the trigger and killed one of the Giriama youth that was standing there. And the Giriama uprising of 1913-1914 had started.
Mekatilili used the power of dance to rally support. The spiritual dance on Ngoma za Pepo signified the prophecy of Mepoho. Wa Menza knew that she could not easily convince the men to fight the British. To attract a multitude of people, the Kifudu dance was her second arsenal. It signifies that somebody had died and drew attention. She danced from Galana to Godoma to Weruni, present-day Malindi to Ganze to Kaloleni. But who was Mekatilili? She was born in Ganze as an only girl, as Mnyanzi Wa Menza. She grew up with 4 brothers, but one of them was taken into captivity by Arab slave traders in Msanganyiko opposite Kilifi. That fueled her distrust for the British and the Arabs. She married Melwa Wathuka, and her first child was a boy, Katilili. That is how she became Mekatilili Wa Menza, meaning the mother of Katilili. The Giriama put up a strong resistance. However, the enemies within revealed some of their war secrets to the British government, which cost many their lives. At the height of it, Mekatilili and Wanjo wa Madorika were arrested and detained in Kisii. She escaped and was rearrested and detained for the second time in Kismayo. She escaped again, but by the time she returned to present-day Kilifi, the war had subsided. The Giriama were penalized by having their goats, cattle and crop taken. Did the British succeed?
The answer is no. The British wanted to take this part of the Sabaki Valley, convert it into big plantations. They wanted to plant sisal, cotton, and rubber. And the Giriama wanted to get rid of the British, who still stayed on. She's the one who lit the fires of independence.
Mekatilili is believed to have died in 1925, pounding grain in the field. Kenya would eventually gain independence in 1963, attaining self-rule. Her contribution is undeniable, but how is she remembered?
Mekatilili Wa Menza ni shujaa aliyempiga mzungu kofi.
Ndio mama shupavu alopigania vita vya Mwingereza hata akakomboa ardhi yetu.
Kibanga na kibanga, hola, hola, kibanga na kibanga, hola, hola.
Here at Shaka Hola is where Mekatilili Wa Menza began her independence struggle for the Giriama people. But looking at it now, it's almost impossible to imagine or even believe that such an integral place to Kenya's independence looks like this.
It's shameful for the state. Very shameful. To come here and say this is where it started.
I humble beg the county government of Kilifi to stand with two legs and clean this place.
The Malindi District Cultural Association heralds her and reinvents her as a hero. Every year since 13th August 2003, the Mekatilili Wa Menza Cultural Festival is held to bring together diverse communities to celebrate Menza's legacy. No road, no street, no important landmark is named after her.
Humble submission that the members of Mombasa County Assembly be pleased to name Mama Ngina Seafront Park now as Mekatilili Wa Menza Seafront Park.
The county of Kilifi has the highest teenage pregnancy rate in Kenya.
Mekatilili fight for the land. Now we have the 1,000 of land grabbers in Kilifi County. Mekatilili could cry for that.
A heroine does not do anything in her own interest. She will die for her country. She will die for what she stands for.
Mekatilili's legacy will continue for as long as it is etched into every mind that hears her story. But is that alone enough?
A country that does not honor its own heroes and heroines, there'll come a time when they will need them and they won't be there.
Dorcas Wangira, Citizen TV, Kilifi.